Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Susnomulyadi, and today I'm going to share a portfolio website project that I just completed for my web client development course. In this video, you'll learn how I built a modern portfolio website using Next.js, TypeScript, and Tailwind CSS. I'll break down the entire development process, challenges I faced, and solution I implemented. So make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any exciting tutorial videos. And don't forget to like this video if you find it helpful. Alright, let's dive right in. Alright, so this is my portfolio website project titled Personal Portfolio Showcase. I created this project as a project individu for my web client development course in this semester. Before we jump into the technical discussions, I want to explain why portfolio websites are important, especially for those of us working in the tech field. A portfolio is a reflection of our skills and capabilities. It's our way to showcase the projects we have worked on to potential employers or clients. So in this video, I'll show you how to create a portfolio that not only looks professional but also demonstrates best practice in web development. Now let's dive into the project overview. The main goal of this project was to build a modern, responsive, and eye-catching personal portfolio. I chose a fairly modern technology stack for this project. First, Next.js is the main React framework. Why Next.js? Because Next.js provides many benefits like server-side rendering, static site generation, and incredibly easy routing. Second, TypeScript. This might seem overkill for a simple portfolio, but trust me, TypeScript is extremely helpful for long-term development. The type safety that TypeScript provides makes our code more robust and easier to maintain. Third, Tailwind CSS. This is a utility-first CSS framework that allows us to style very quickly without having to write excessive custom CSS. Mm, For the main features, I designed this website with four main sections. Hero section, this is the first impression, so it needs to be full. Project, showcase of project I've worked on. Um, about me, where I tell my story about background and passions. Contact, how people can reach me. Each section I design with optimal user experience and is definitely mobile friendly. Now let's break down the technologies I used in more detail. Front-end stack. First, Next.js 14 with App Router. This is the latest versions of Next.js that give us a more powerful and intuitive routing system. App Router allows us to organize code better and provides better performance. For example, this is my app router src app and then about TypeScript. As I mentioned earlier, TypeScript provides type safety. For example, when I define proofs for a component, TypeScript will warn me if there's a type mismatch. This is extremely helpful for avoiding bugs in production. Tailwind CSS. This is a game changer. With Tailwind, I can style component directly in JSX without having to switch to separate CSS files. Plus, Tailwind has very comprehensive utility classes like this. This is my Tailwind CSS. Framer motions. I use this for adding smooth animation. Subtle but effective animation can significantly improve user experience. Development tools, Git and GitHub for version control. This is must have for every developer. I always commit changes regularly and create meaningful commit messages. Visual Studio Code with extensions like ES6, React, Snippets, ES7, React Snippets, Tailwind Intelligence, and TypeScript Hero. These extensions make the development process much more efficient. And then for the next slide, this is a project structure. Let's take a look at the structure of this project. I organize the code using Next.js app folder structure, which is quite clean and scalable. Inside the src app folder, we have routing based on folder structure, so the about folder will automatically become the about/about. Then this is component folders. I organize all reusable components. For example, this is hero.tsx for the hero section, feature of projects, and then feature projects tsx for project showcase, and so on. And then for the naming, I use Pascal case for component names and descriptive naming that clearly indicates their function. This is important for maintainability, especially if this project will be developed further. The public assets folder contains all static assets like images, icons, and other files. And then this is package.json. You can see all the dependencies I used. Try to keep dependency minimal but effective. Now let's take a look at the website directly. Yeah, we should to run first. Yeah, we go to terminal and then click npm run dev. Wait, uh, this is my personal portfolio website. In this hero section, this is the first landing page that visitor will see. I designed it with clean typography and clear call to action. Notice how the entrance animation is smooth but not overwhelming. Then typography hierarchy here is important. The title use a large font size to grab attention, followed by a subtitle that explains my value propositions and a prominent call to action button. Project section. This is the heart of the portfolio. Each project card displays a screenshot, brief description, technologies used, and links to repository or live demo. Notice the subtle but effective power effect. This is provide feedback to user that the element is interactive. About section. In this section, I tell my story about my background as a developer. I include technical skill and my passion in the technology field. And then you can click more about me to see my capability and my experience. And then last, contact section, clean and straightforward. I include multiple ways to contact me: LinkedIn, GitHub, X, and Instagram. And most importantly, let's test responsiveness. Look how the layout automatically adapts to different screen size. This is thanks to Tailwind's responsive utilities. Okay, now I wanna share some challenges I encountered during development and how I solved them. Challenge for number one, responsive design. Initially, I struggled with making a design that's truly responsive, especially for complex layouts like projects grid. Um, the solutions was to utilize Tailwind's responsive prefix, for example, grid columns 1 and the grids columns 5. This provides different columns counts for different screen size. Challenge number 2 is state management. For features like contact form or theme toggling, I needed to share state between components. The solution was using React Context API combined with custom hooks. This provides a clean way to manage global state without prop drilling. And then challenge for number 3, this is performance optimization. Website with many images and animations can be slow loading, especially on mobile. The solution was leveraging Next.js image component that automatically optimize images, plus implementing lazy loading for components that aren't immediately visible. For example, you can see with this, look at the network tab, how images are optimized and load efficiently. For challenge number 4, SEO optimization. Portfolio website needed to be discoverable in search engines. I implemented proper meta tags, structured data, and ensured all content is accessible without JavaScript for better SEO. Now let's deep dive into some interesting features and code structure. First, let's look at the performance. Uh, let's look at the performance. I'll run a lighthouse to check performance. Wait, if you didn't see a lighthouse, you can click right click and then inspect, and then you add the lighthouse. You can click symbol plus and then wait for the result of the lighthouse, just a minute, and then see the performance. This is the result is a good accessibility, best practice, and SEO. Great, this website achieves good score across all metrics. This is important for user experience and SEO. Now let's take a closer look at the actual project structure and some key components. Here, our main project structure. Now let's take a closer look at the actual project structure and some key components. Here's our main project structure. As you can see, we have the app directory with our different routes. About each of these folder contains a page.tsx file which represents the main components for that route. In the component folder, I've organized all the reusable UI components. Let me show you a few key components like hero.tsx, This is the hero component. That is how I structure this with TypeScript interface for proofs. This ensures type safety and makes the component reusable. You can see how I'm using Tailwind classes for styling. Everything is utility based, which makes it very maintainability. Here is JSX structure, clean synthetic HTML with responsive Tailwind classes. Notice how I use conditional rendering and props to make this component flexible. And then this is a future project. Here is another important component. This component receives project data as prop and renders each project in a consistent format. You can see how TypeScript helps us define exactly what props this component expect. And then one thing I really like about this approach is how all the styling is co-located with the component logic. No need to jump between files. Everything is right here and very readable. Okay, let's wrap up with what I've achieved and future development plans. Achievements: successfully built a modern responsive portfolio website, implemented best practice in React or Next.js development, achieved good performance and accessibility scores, created reusable component architecture. Lesson learned: during this development process, I learned a lot, especially about the importance of planning a design system from the start, benefits of TypeScript in large codebases, and the power of modern CSS framework like Tailwind. Development plans. Going forward, there are several features I want to add. Blog section where I can share articles and tutorials. CMS integration so I can update content without redeploying. Dark or light mode toggle based on user preference. Advanced animation, more sophisticated micro interactions, internationalization, support for multiple languages. This feature will make this portfolio more comprehensive and showcase more advanced development skills. Alright everyone, that's the complete breakdown of my portfolio website project. If you are interested in collaborating or have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Email me at mulyadihusnu@gmail.com. Check out my GitHub link in github.com/chankanman and connect with me on LinkedIn, linkedin.com/in/husnumulyadi. Before we close, I want to challenge you to build your own portfolio website. Start with a simple design, choose technologies you are comfortable with, and most importantly, just start building. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more web development content. Like this video if it was helpful, and comment below if you have a question or suggestion for the next video. I'll reply to all comments and really appreciate feedback from you all. Okay, thanks for watching until the end. See you in the next video. Bye.